The Rode VideoMic Pro is a fantastic addition to any on-the-go creator kit. Affiliate link in the video description. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the MundaneChats channel, and you know, I love gaming. I do. I love gaming. I love games. I love gamers. I think a lot of them are fantastic, amazing, awesome people. But when it comes to representation of those particular people, there's no greater threat to the idea or the identity of gamers than the games media, especially a small subsection of that, the social justice warrior side of things, the pro-feminist, those particular left-leaning cucks. And yeah, I'm going to use some harsh language here, although I use harsh language all the time, because I really am sick and tired of these fucking people. I mean, I'm absolutely disgusted by the shit that many of them pull. And one person pops up quite frequently. I don't talk about this guy very often, mostly because I just want him to like retire or be fired. Be fired or be good. And that would be Ben Kuchera, basically the opinions editor of fucking Polygon, a site that I vehemently loathe. Polygon, and somehow they still manage to stay afloat. Mostly probably by progressives who don't actually play video games, except maybe Candy Crush on their phone, and they want to feel like they're part of the in crowd. No, I'm sorry, you're not. Enjoy your game; it's awesome. You feel free to love Candy Crush. You're entirely entitled to. But don't call yourself a gamer, because no one's going to believe you. It's just most of you aren't going to do that anyway. But the point I want to get to here is Kuchera made a post yesterday about the EA Play conference, EA's press conference for E3 2017, where the back half of that entire thing was all Star Wars Battlefront 2. In fact, I did a video on that saying, Battlefront 2, shut up and take my money. And I mean, that game looks fucking amazing. And one of the best parts about that particular presentation was the lead actress in Star Wars Battlefront 2 single-player campaign, Janina Gavankar. Now, she's been in, like, Sleepy Hollow and The League and True Blood, and she's a good actress. I've seen her work. I like her stuff, and I'm excited to see her play this character in this game. And I thought she came out, and I thought she owned the stage. I thought she absolutely owned the stage and did a fantastic job portraying the type of attitude she wanted to portray. She liked Star Wars. She looked very hot in that dress. She brought it to that stage, and she owned it, and she earned it. Totally, all respect. Kuchera took that opportunity to once again kind of make a strike at the YouTube community, because right now let's mince no words about this. The media, right? The establishment media, they're a coming for us. Oh, they're a coming for us, and they have been for months. The Wall Street Journal tried taking on PewDiePie, and in essence, killed many of our earnings through the adpocalypse, stuff that's just now starting to come back. But it's not stopping. Forbes ran articles about Philly D, calling him a conservative commentator the other day. Philly D, of all people, conservative commentator. But this is what Ben Kuchera is doing when he's talking about how EA and other outlets should no longer work with YouTubers to cross-promote products, but no, hire actors, because that's going to get you enthusiasm. Janina was enthusiastic because she truly is a geek. She truly is a nerd. She truly does love Star Wars, and that came through. And not every actor is going to do that. All right, like look at shit, what was it, the VGX or whatever from 2013 when Joe McHale co-hosted the online-only version of that show with Jeff Keighley, and Joel McHale didn't give a shit about what was going on. He was effectively the Chevy Chase of that fucking program. I mean, he didn't care because he doesn't play games. He doesn't care. But you bring in someone like PewDiePie, who did a bit about Dying Light, and granted, this was before I actually grew to like PewDiePie, but he had enthusiasm at what he was playing, and yes, he was being paid to cross-promote a very excellent game. But his enthusiasm, yes, while being paid, was there. It was there. Janina's was there, but she was being paid to promote a product of which she was a part of. So her enthusiasm for not only being a Star Wars nerd, but being in a Star Wars product came through. But Kuchera, he doesn't care about any of that. He doesn't give a shit about it all. This is what he says here. He says, why was the presentation so good? Gavankar provided some really good evidence that these shows need to de-emphasize the influencers who are paid to be enthusiastic about games on streams and focus on the actors and developers who seem honestly enthusiastic about the game and its community. Never mind the fact that right after Janina was on stage and they went to the long battle, the multiplayer battle, iJustine was there doing what iJustine does, which is, yes, feigning, well, you could just say interest in something, but she did it in a way that does seem relatively genuine, because she's been doing this a long time and she does like gaming. Some people like to argue that shit too, but iJustine does like gaming and she knows how to play that game to be an influencer that gets constantly brought in for these particular products. So he's basically attacking iJustine and a few other people that have been used to promote these kind of products for a while. I mean, YouTubers right now are selling more games than people like Ben Kuchera and all the cucks at Polygon. No, they are. They are. The society, what is it? The ESA released a report at the end of 2014 that said that 3% of all video game sales come from reviews on websites like Polygon. 3%. That's it. 3%. But influencers, right? Those who are socially active in the community, those who play games, those YouTubers, 12% of all sales come from YouTubers. Why do you think all these sites are now trying to get in on the YouTube game? They're trying to play that crowd, right? But the thing that sites like Polygon and IGN and Destructoid and all that kind of shit, what they fail to bring to the table time and time and time again is personality. They don't have it. Ben Kuchera looks like he literally lives on a log. That's okay. He can stay there for all I care. But the point is, he's not an influencer. He knows that influencers, and I don't even like using that word, YouTubers, all right, something that, yes, I do for a living, are more influential in the long run, and shit, even in the short run, than sites like his. He knows his industry is on the verge of coming off that cliff. He fucking knows it. But he has to double down on this rhetoric. Instead of trying to work with people, which is what YouTubers do, we like to work with people, he wants to sit there and fire off shade and fire off barbs because that's all he knows how to do. That's his only power. His only weapon is through these words on this one site that, yes, gets, well, like I think around 40 million people a month, but 40 million people a month is what, like 2 weeks of a PewDiePie channel? I mean, like, you know, that's one dude rocking. You've got an entire staff of people there. And one guy outshines you. Even during the worst apocalypse situation ever, even though PewDiePie has been singled out for being an alt-right, Third Reich Nazi wannabe motherfucker, he is still pulling in more views, more cash, more influence, more power, more legacy, more legendary status, all that shit than Polygon and all those other people combined. And they know it and they fucking hate him. But Kuchera does continue his tirade by saying, Gavankar owned that stage and presented the game with gusto and confidence. Everyone else at the show, save for maybe Joseph Fair's spirited announcements of a way out, paled in comparison. Because she was a Star Wars nerd who was in a Star Wars game going to pimp Star Wars to Star Wars fans. For the love of Christ, you bespeckled fuck. Do you not understand that, like, any Star Wars fan worth their fucking salt would be literally creaming their jeans in that moment in time? Like, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. If by some stretch of, like, luck, or I have to go give someone at Lucasfilm a fucking hand job, I would love to write Star Wars. I'd love to work on Star Wars in some capacity. And if they were like, hey, Matt, you want to go out on stage and pimp out Star Wars? I'd be like, yes. Where's the nearest diaper store? I gotta put one on. But that's all the issue here. That's the thing, is Janina is a Star Wars fan, and she pimped it, and she brought it, and she owned it, and you should be commending her for that, but not using it as an opportunity to attack influencers that are more popular, prominent, and have better staying power than you. How many websites you gone through, Ben? Just, I mean, remember you were on, what, Rock, Paper, Shotgun, then left there to go over to, what was it, Penny Arcade, and then they basically shit-canned your ass because you were running their entire games news division and you completely fucked it up. So then Polygon hired you probably out of sympathy. It's probably the only way you've gotten most things in your life. And then here you've been for the last couple years, and somehow they keep you around. That's something many of us don't quite understand. We're still trying to figure it out. You're one of the most laughed at people in gaming. One of the most laughed at people in gaming. And you still got a job. So I guess someone out there loves you. Everyone else just thinks you're an asshole. But you finish it up by this. You say, Gavankar was a great break from the flow of YouTubers, slick corporate dudes, and developers who seemed uncomfortable on the stage. EA's found gold in Gavankar, and we only hope she hosts everything possible next year. And here's the thing. We're in agreement on that last part. She was good. And I'd like to see her take over the role of Aisha Tyler at Ubisoft or something similar to that. She brought it. She had presence. She had grace. She had style. Absolutely. But to sit there and try to act like YouTubers don't outperform you in terms of marketability time and time again, and we're beholden to no one, by the way. You, Polygon, are owned by Vox Media. You have your corporate overlords. You have those who pull the strings. You have those that demand that you do certain things a certain way. We, on the other hand, don't. Yeah, it comes with its own fair share of fucking fickle situations, Apocalypse, but for the most part, we are able to operate with complete, I don't know, autonomy and be allowed to do what we want to do. Whereas you, on the other hand, are completely leashed by some corporate entity that doesn't even know your name or give a fuck that you even exist. That being said, fuck you, Ben Kuchera. Anyone out there who wants to bring YouTubers to the front knows exactly what they're doing. You trying to bitch and moan your way to get them to not is not going to help the situation. It ain't going to help Polygon and its fucking slow, painful demise. And eventually, one day, you'll be out of this industry and doing what you do best. Bitching on the internet, probably at Yelp reviews. Anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. If you guys want to bring me on to host some fucking YouTube shit or bring me on for E3, my rates are cheap. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day. Peace out.